All right, guys, so I'm not sure if you saw Carwow's review on the E-Ray. Yeah, that one. So if you did, you'll understand why I had to make this video, because something felt off, and I mean really off. And remember, I owned a 2024 C8 Corvette E-Ray for a whole year, did everything with it. Street driving, track driving, drag strip, a little bit of Mexico racing, you know, all of the above. So I know the car inside and out. And a lot was said in this video that simply was not accurate. Now, quick disclaimer, everybody's allowed to post whatever they want on their YouTube channel. As you know, I believe in that 100%. But this review immediately felt like there was an agenda behind it. So here's what I mean. He's literally reading from a script. He's not looking at the camera when speaking to you at all in a lot of the scenes. He's looking down to the left or down and to the right, reading off a script. And I don't have a problem with someone reading from a script as long as that script is exactly how they want to tell the story and it wasn't kind of told for them. So it felt rehearsed. Also, they brought Oliver Gavin, which is, as you know, a C8R race car driver for the Corvette racing team. And look, Oliver Gavin is a phenomenal race car driver, but he's not an engineer that deals with these cars every day. To me, Carwow clearly added this cameo of Oliver Gavin to make viewers less likely to question the conclusions. So today I'm going to talk about what Carwow got right and what Carwow got wrong, and then my final conclusions of the whole video. So first thing he said, that the E-Ray was the fastest out of all the Corvettes to 0 to 60 besides the brand new ZR1X that's coming out. That's actually incorrect. The ZR1 without the all-wheel drive is actually faster to 0 to 60. Second thing is, he didn't warm his tires up correctly. He was for some reason trying to do all sorts of slides in the car, and then he tried to even do donuts. And Oliver Gavin actually said to him that that was not going to warm up the tires correctly, and that was actually going to be counterintuitive, and that the tires would actually stick less with the way he was trying to warm them up. As far as the quarter-mile times go, those are going to vary, especially if he's not on a drag strip. I feel like me getting 3 10.7 quarter miles in a row at the drag strip when it was 90 degrees outside and horrible DA proved that even in bad conditions, you can still get faster times by 0.2 of a second than what he was getting out there. And so if you have perfect conditions on a drag strip, you're probably easily going to hit 10.5. As far as 0 to 60 times go, honestly, that doesn't really make a difference to me if it's 2.5 seconds or if it's 2.9 seconds, because of the fact that it is the fastest I've ever gone 0 to 60. I can tell just by the way it feels. And also I can tell by the cars that I absolutely smoked on the road and at the drag strip off the line. Some of these cars are boasting under 3 seconds 0 to 60 as well. As far as the slip percentage and the RPM to launch, I'm not going to say you shouldn't do that, but what I will say is, last time I went to the drag strip, I tried all those different settings, and it didn't get me any faster times than not using those settings. So I kind of feel like those are more reserved for the rear wheel drive versions, especially the Z06 and ZR1 that have major problems with traction. Now, as you know, if you have a supercar that is a coupe, you're going to need vents back here to help get the heat of that engine out of the engine bay. So after you wash the car, even if you aren't able to raise up a huge rear hood like this, a lot of those mid-engine supercars, you can at least raise the rear window. You're going to get water in here, and the water's going to come through those areas on any supercar anyway while you're washing the car or while it's raining. So for him to point that out as a negative does not make sense to me. He's smart enough to know that that's the case with any supercar that is a coupe. All right, next up, these are not carbon fiber wheels, but he complained about the carbon fiber wheels on that E-Ray not being all carbon fiber. And the reason that he gave is because of the fact that in here, in the barrel, starting right here on that groove, that is not carbon fiber, and then that's metal. That is actually incorrect. That is a special coating that they put on all carbon fiber wheels across the board to ensure that the heat from the brakes do not melt the carbon fiber in that area. Now, he also brought up door clearance issues when parking next to another car. Now, this one really didn't make sense to me, because if you have a supercar that's a wide body, which most supercars are, this thing has a super wide stance. You don't really have any business parking it in a normal parking space, in my personal opinion. I try and stay away from cars so that you don't have to worry about that. You have your own space, just like out here. There's no cars out here, and I'm parked where I never have to worry about getting in and out of this car. It's very simple to come up and open the door 100% to get in. Now, the funny thing is he compared it to an Audi sedan, like those two doors even compare. By the way, real quick, I need to thank my good friend Justin for allowing me to use his C8 E-Ray today to make this video. I just thought it would be better to make this E-Ray video if I had an E-Ray out here to talk about. Another thing that he pointed out was back here, he said that one exhaust pipe was dirty and the other one was clean. Now, these are both dirty. So I'm going to demonstrate to you that both pipes on each side are being used, and this is how it works. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate what he's talking about. In a tour mode or weather mode where the exhaust baffles are closed, that is correct. Only one exhaust pipe, and it's, I believe, the outer pipes are being used. And when you rev it, it's not very loud. However, as soon as you put it in a mode that opens up all the baffles, like track mode, you can immediately hear a difference. So there's that same revving, but this time it's a true open exhaust situation where all four pipes are being used and exhaust is coming out all four pipes. Needless to say, he had that completely wrong, and I'm not sure why he pointed that out. It didn't make sense to me. All right, now he talked about this top being awkward and a little bit difficult to take off. I've had a lot of experience with this, so to a new person, I can understand why he would say that. So you want to get all of that taken care of on the inside, all released, leave the doors open, and then just get the roof up. And what I always do is I get it so it's off. I grab it in the middle here, and that's how easy it is. And then there's a golf bag back here, so I'm not going to put it in, but it's very simple to put in. Going back, it's just as easy. And by the way, these roofs, even though this is a transparent roof, which makes it probably a little bit lighter, the other roof is light as well because of the fact that it's full carbon fiber. So when you get back in, snap those in place, and there you have it. Very simple. All right, the other thing that he mentioned that I think is not correct, at least in my experience, is the fact that when he had the roof off, and I believe he had the windows down as well, you should not be hearing that electric sound at all. In fact, even when the windows are up and the roof is on, the electric sound is there, but I feel like the V8 is still very loud. So as you could hear there, and the camera picks up the electric noise more than it picks up the V8 noise, but you can still hear the V8 enormously. It rumbles big time. It's very loud. Let me roll the windows down. Now I can't take this top off because Justin has a set of golf clubs back there, so it's not gonna fit, but let's see what it sounds like with just the windows down. Yeah, see, it is definitely much more muted with the windows down and even more muted with the top off. So mine was a convertible. Anytime I had the top down, I could not hear the electric motor at all. The other thing that he said, the steering was kind of all over the place, and that the suspension was just bumpy and bouncy. And I'm in a soft mode right now, but even if I go to track mode, which is the harshest mode to go to, I mean, honestly, it's not bad at all. I know I'm on a smooth road here, but he was on a racetrack, and the steering is quite lovely. I actually enjoy the fact that it tightens up the steering wheel. There's no bumpy, rough feeling to me. It still feels great because the MagneRide system is there, making it feel smooth still. And then the last thing he talked about was this lane assist. Now, I believe I have to be in a softer mode to be able to turn that on. Yes, I had to be in tour mode, and this is made for the street and street only. If you're driving with lane assist on at a racetrack, which I can't even believe that he was, because it wouldn't even let me turn this on unless I took it out of track mode. You guys can clearly see it right there on the main screen there, and you can see it up there. It's on, but without me turning track mode off on here, it wouldn't even let me turn that on. All right, now let's talk about what Carwow did get right. So he talked about the interior and how beautiful it is, and I agree 100% with him on this Corvette interior, especially because this is a 3LZ, so it has a magnificent Napa leather interior with suede, and the whole thing is just gorgeous. He also really enjoyed these massive carbon ceramic brakes and how fast they stop the car, even with the car weighing 4,100 pounds or 4,000 pounds, whichever one it is, and that the overall handling of the car was really, really great. He also really loved the instant acceleration that you get from that front motor. I mean, he even admitted that this felt faster than the Z06 did. That just goes to show you right there how good of a car this truly is. He said he liked the stealth mode, and I can understand why. Let's use it. So this mode is really cool. I totally agree with him. I love it because of the fact that you can get out of your neighborhood and not wake your neighbors up early in the morning, or late in the evening you can come in, turn it on stealth mode, and not wake your neighbors up. But here comes the kicker. Then he said he wouldn't buy it. He said to avoid it. And the reasons he gave were a little strange. He says it's too heavy, it's too expensive, and it's not a good value. Number one, it doesn't feel heavy. I've driven this car for over a year. I've driven it on the racetrack. I did Ron Fellows. You see it on my jacket. And it feels really, really good on the track, and even better on the road, honestly. Too expensive. Now, I would agree with that if you're buying a brand new E-Ray and not getting any kind of discount. However, that's not the case anymore. You're getting brand new E-Rays at very large discounts now, and if you buy a used one, they're down in the 80s already, even for some 3LZs. So you're not gonna find a better value than that. $80,000 for a 655 horsepower all-wheel drive supercar? Come on. He then tells everyone that the Stingray is a better value. Now you gotta ask yourself a question. Would I rather pay 70 or 75 or right around 80 for a Stingray with 495 horsepower rear-wheel drive, or that thing with 655 horsepower, 595 foot-pounds of torque, crazy acceleration, not to mention the crazy good looks of the wide body? I think I'm going with an E-Ray 100% of the time. So here are my final thoughts. This wasn't just a negative review. This felt scripted, agenda-driven, and a little misleading to new buyers. And with all of my experience with this amazing E-Ray, I can confidently say that this is one of the best all-around supercars that you can buy today. You can daily drive it, you can drive it in all weather conditions. It hooks, it launches, it's brutally fast, it's reliable just like any other Corvette platform, and it does things that most reviewers, frankly, still don't even understand. But what do you think? What are your thoughts on the Carwow video? Do you agree with some of the things he said? I don't have a problem with Matt Watson whatsoever. I think he's a very intelligent guy. He's been doing car reviews for, I think, 20 plus years. So this is not me bashing them at all. I just think they missed the mark on this review. So if you enjoyed this, please give it a big thumbs up, hit that hype button, hit that subscribe button, help me reach my goal of 100,000 subscribers between now and the end of the year. Don't forget to leave comments down below. I hope each and every one of you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you guys out on the road.